All right, well, welcome to this segment. Obviously, continuing along in the training process, talking about the systems that are in place to help you leverage this wonderful opportunity. You know, when I was new in the business, or when I was trying to figure out how to attract some of the best talent out there to work with, sometimes I found that, you know, to be able to sit down and time again be able to talk and the posture and deliver the appealing presentation for me was a bit intimidating. And so this next part is one of the best things I think you have with this investment, is the ability to leverage someone like Mr. Hoffman, who's got, you know, just a ton of success, a documented track record, and certainly the posture that you can borrow. Because the next step is, when they get that email template we just talked about, it's driving them to come look at first step really in the interview process. And so we're going to take you through that here, and that's the power of the webinar that has been recorded for you. So it's going to be a first step in the interview process where your candidate can actually go through a professional conversation, really just kind of talking about what the career entails. You know, obviously what we do, what's in it for them, what we offer, and why this is the best career choice today in North America. So, Mr. Hoffman, I'll turn it over to you, sir, and I know you have some other things to add with profile questions and anything you'd like to comment on about the webinar that we have available for folks to use.
Well, they say first impressions are everything, and you've only got one opportunity to make a positive first impression. And you know, the webinar is for career-minded individuals, and we want to operate at the highest level. We want to talk about a global giant. We want to talk about what differentiates our product in the marketplace, what makes us unique, the timeliness of what we have, the global opportunities, certainly the compensation plan and the investment that it takes to come into that. We're very upfront with everything, but that webinar is, you know, certainly at a level, you know, that is second to none. The next point in this is also, as I just open up my iPad again here real quick, is with that, following the webinar is the ability to get to the profile question. So we've got the resume script, the email invite and template into the webinar. We have the webinar that takes place. Now what happens is absolutely critical, and that's the follow-up, okay? And so profile questions are right here available to you. And I'll just give you a couple examples as I follow up with Mr. Casto, who's just saw the resume, or just saw the webinar. He gave me a time. I gave him a time. I'd be following up with him the very next day, not 48, not 72 hours, not a week later, the very next day. I'm like, Mr. Casto, tell me, what did you like most about the presentation of the webinar? My next question would be, tell me a little bit about your background and skills that you currently possess for career advancement. Mr. Casto, what division did you see yourself being most successful in? You know, consumer, small business, corporate recruiting. You know, tell me why you chose that division. You see how consistent we are with the professionalism. You see how consistent we are with keeping, you know, the bar at the highest level. There aren't too many other companies in the opportunity sector or the direct selling sector that even come close to operating at this level. And that's one of the things that separates us, that differentiates us, that gives us the ability to complement those egos. And it's one of the reasons that we have a filter process in place as to who is really allowed to participate in this part of the game and who's not. And so there's a whole host of other questions in here, but the point is, you know, solid from what Matt shared with on the webinar, that professional first exposure to the profile questions that immediately follow it. So with that, we'll move to our next segment.